Hey guys, and you're welcome to check my guns. My name is Carl, and it got really cold outside. I cannot even show you my new t-shirt. But what I can show you is this old side-by-side shotgun made in France. Let's check it out. You're probably asking yourself why? Why do we make a video on side-by-side shotgun when they are boring? But this one is not. This one was made by Charlin company in Saint Etienne, the main firearms city of France. And why it's not boring? Well, because of this. This is a sliding breech system. And if you want to talk about sliding breech system, we also have to mention another manufacturer, Darne, if I pronounce it right in French, who actually invented this system, and his company was also in Saint Etienne. I decided to start with a history of Darne because he was the original inventor of sliding breech shotgun. Regis Darne was a genius gun designer with some crazy and amazing ideas. His company was established in the year 1881 in Saint Etienne, and in 1897 he came up with the first model with sliding breech. There is a story that Regis Darne came up with his idea of sliding breech because of the French dog hunters, who had trouble reloading their braking system shotguns and getting their barrels wet in water, but that's just a story. Regis Darne patented his system and its production lasted till 1965. Production still exists due to the repurchase of the name in 2013, and today it's producing luxury rifles. There are basically 4 models of Darne sliding breech shotguns: Model R, Halifax, Model P and Model V. Model R and Halifax are the most basic ones, using so-called small key lever for opening, which means that opening is not done by one smooth move, but you have to open the lever first and pull the bolt back as a second move. Model P and high-end Model V works differently, as they were using a big key lever system. That means when you open the lever, the bolt is automatically moving back with the lever in one single motion. There were different grades according to finish, engraving and quality of wood. You can find markings on bottom of barrels. The most basic model was Halifax, going from 3rd grade up to 5th. The most basic Model R was marked Type 10. Every higher grade was marked with a punch mark Darne in a circle. You count the marks and add 10 to it and you get the grade. In this case it's 17. Model P was grade 18 and Model V going from grade 19 up to 22. Let's talk about history of Charlin. Louis Charlin established his company in Saint Etienne in the year 1878 and started his production of sliding breech shotguns in year 1904, continuing till the year 1972. He was producing basically 2 models, the one with a big key and also the one with a small key. And now we have to stop, because I forgot to tell you one important thing. Charlin also made another model, but this time it wasn't side by side, but over and under shotgun with a sliding breech, and this model is called Superfix. And it's just beautiful. I love the design and it's a great collectible gun. Just look at it, it's awesome. And he had also his own grading system, using different symbols of animals, starting with tiger heads, rabbits, swallows, hares, and later on also stars. The more symbols, the better grade, up to number 8, that was the maximum. And allegedly he was using tiger heads in the 1920s, rabbits, hares and swallows in between years 1930 and 1949, and stars after the year 1950. So this is a Charlin 16 gauge big key shotgun. Big key it is because you can open it in one motion, the lever goes all the way through into the mechanics on the bottom. The small key, the lever is actually going only inside the sliding breech and works a bit differently. We will see that in a moment. It works in a way that you just unlock it and you pull it back, push it forward and lock it again. But if you do it fast, you cannot really say the difference. Other than that, you can see if it's a small key or big key according to the safety where it's placed. If it's on a sliding breech, then it's a small key version, and if it's here on the bottom, then it's a big key version. So if we look at the safety, and we also notice these two triggers, and I put it on fire position, you see that the triggers move slightly downwards, and if I put it back, it goes back upwards just a little. But yeah, that's how the safety works. So now it's on fire, now it's on safe. If I will open this sliding breech and we look here inside, we see there are some extractors, also extracting hooks here, the spring-loaded ejectors over here. Other than that, there is not much inside. And if I want to take it apart, I really cannot, because you need to be a gunsmith and have a special tools to take this part off because of the lever going all the way inside. With a small key it's easier. I know with a Darne you have a small button here on the bottom and you press it and you take it apart, but with Charlin or in general big key versions you cannot really do that. But what you can do is take off the barrels, and we will do that. So how do you do it? Here's a button on the bottom, and you press it and it pushes this piece of metal inside upwards, which unlocks the barrels. And if you push barrels towards the breech, it should disassemble. It's pretty hard. Yeah, now we can take it apart. So if you look at the barrels, we see there are 4 rabbits. So 8 was the maximum. This is a mid-range shotgun. Here's a serial number, here's a proving mark for a certain pressure. Here we see Charlin automatique. I cannot really read it in French. Here we have some other proving marks from Saint Etienne, half choke, probably full choke, and yeah, 16 gauge with a length of 65. So that's all you can read here. If we look at the markings on the bottom part, here we see there are only 2 rabbits actually. So what does that mean? I don't really know. I don't think that the rest of the gun was a lower grade than barrels, but I cannot say. I don't have information for that. And yeah, other proving marks and serial number also here inside. And if we look, when I was pressing the button, we see that here it moves slightly, which unlocks this hook, and you can take off barrels. So if I put them back, it should be just like this. Yeah, you hear the click, so now it's back again and you're ready to fire. Okay, so that's probably all about this particular shotgun. It has a new stock, obviously, it's not original, and this side had seen better days in the past, but yeah, still beautiful, beautiful shotgun. And now we can compare it to Darne. Let's do it. Alright guys, I promised that I'll put Darne and Charlin next to each other and compare them. But I don't have all 4 models, I don't even have one, so I had to go to the local gun shop where they have actually one model here, so I can do that. And here they are. Okay, so before I start comparing Darne and Charlin, we will look at the Darne in a bit more detail. If we look at it, we see that according to my advice, because of the safety lever is on a sliding breech, it should be a small key version. But don't take it as 100%, you know, because there are some models with different safety systems, so it's just what I've observed and it's not 100% the case. But how the lever actually works is that you open it fully and then you just pull it back. So it doesn't work like with a big key when the lever goes all the way inside into the mechanics, but you have to just unlock it and then pull it yourself and then push it back
yourself and lock it. So that's the difference between small key version and big key version, like for example model V. So this one is probably, because there is not written Halifax on the top, model R. Let's try to disassemble this one. It's way easier than with a big key version, but actually big key version made by Darne is also capable of disassembly without using special tools or a gunsmith. But let's disassemble this one. So if we open the sliding breech, we see that there is this button on the bottom of it. So if you have it all the way back and you press it, which can be a bit difficult, you can slide it off. That way it makes it really easy to disassemble. And with barrels, you have to push this piece of metal here and push barrels like that to slide it out. Here we see Darne and Saint Etienne and a lot of proving marks. I don't really see the grading system here actually, but yeah, let's assemble it again. So that's how it looks the bottom, and we can easily put it back together. If I do this and slide, you have to open the lever and slide it back. And here we go. That's how we disassemble and assemble the small key Darne version model R. So let's compare Charlin and Darne next to each other. If we want to look at the differences between Charlin and Darne, on the first side you can see that Charlin has actually this big gap in between the fore end and rear end of stock. With Darne is different story. Usually there is only one piece of stock. Here we see that this one is divided, but still the wooden part is way bigger than with Charlin. Other than that, you can definitely say by what's written here on the top. Here we see Darne, and as we saw, here we see Charlin. So that's the easiest way, but if you cannot see what's written on the lever, then you have to guess by these signs. Other than that, you cannot really tell. Simply, this is a small key version. That's how we open it. And this is a big key version. That's how we open it. So they are very, very different. But as I said before, Charlin made also a small key version. But to be honest, I've seen only one picture online. They are not really common. I would be careful with this information, but with Darne, it's for sure. It's for sure because we can see it. But there are different models also with big key versions. So very, very similar guns, but different in mechanics. Different inside, different safety system, so no one can really say that Charlin is just a copy of Darne. It's independent company with different innovative systems inside.
To be able to prove you how much these two manufacturers are different, I was able to find these two pictures showing the internal mechanism in Charlin and Darne. In both cases, it's a big key system. So for the customer, it's probably the most important that with Darne shotgun he was able to disassemble it completely, even if it was a big key system. But people who were able to try the Charlin and Darne usually refer that Charlin works more smoothly, but that could be only the personal opinion.
Alright guys, so we finally can shoot with Charlin side-by-side shotgun with sliding breech. Wish me luck. I hope there's not gonna be any accident with it. So let's do this. Whoa, let's see. Yeah, it seems that one extractor doesn't work properly, but other than that, all good. Another interesting thing with this shotgun is that there is a selective extractor. So if I put rounds inside, these ones are dummy or already shot, and close the action, and if I want to open it, it's not going to extract anything. But if I fire, it will extract at least one, because we saw that the extractor doesn't work on this one, on the right side. But that's pretty interesting and sweet function with your shotgun. So this was definitely not a low budget shotgun. Really nice one. Alright guys, that is all for now. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, press like and subscribe, and as usual, we will see each other next time.